Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we are training another 55 minutes of chess, and you guessed it, we're training Woodpecker method. So we're on day 4. I'm quite surprised actually we haven't, completely broken yet doing these mind-numbing tactical exercises, but it basically has to be done, and I know it has to be done, and that's why we're here doing it. So basically, I guess let's get stuck in. I don't know, anything to update you guys on? I played more shogi, got some pretty good results actually. I mean, there was an interesting game where I basically beat someone who's way, way, way above my level. And it was a classic case of getting outplayed, completely crushed, but then swindling a victory with like a very unexpected sacrifice. So it's so interesting, right? Because for me to actually beat this guy and outplay him and win, it's like never gonna happen. But like to beat him through swindling, well, it happened, right? So it's like, it's an interesting situation where, like, if I was any stronger, I probably wouldn't have gotten into such a position where I could hope for a swindle, where my opponent is so overconfident that he's going to win that I get the swindle. So yeah, it's one of those interesting places to be in. I think like I had that in my junior days as a chess player, playing stronger players. I got some pretty strong results against strong players, but it was always from the back foot. And I think also from a psychological perspective, like being on the back foot, it's just a very comfortable place to be in because the only way is up, and maybe you don't get that chance. And okay, if you don't get that chance, then I mean you're going to lose anyway, right? But when you're like in a much more close fight, I mean, it feels like a lot more can go wrong. So, yeah, interesting psychologies that I'm getting reminded of. But let's begin this training. Let me see. I think we're on Woodpecker. There we go. Alright, let's go. So, still on Mr. Steinitz. Looks like Steinitz is losing again, though. Black to play and win. White to play and win, I mean. Pillsbury to win. Okay, so queen, bishop, knight, rook, rook. Queen, bishop, bishop, rook, rook. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 7. So definitely we've got some pressure on the king side. Black is somewhat defending their defense with the bishop on f8. Nothing is hanging, except for the knight on h5. I guess the bishop on b2 is loose. So okay, what candidate moves do we have? I mean, knight f6 suddenly looks very tempting because there's no queen h5 to cover the h-file. If the pawn takes, then we can give check. If they block, we can go check. If they come to h7, we got mate on h8. If they come to g8, do we have something there? I don't think we do. What about knight f6, pawn takes, queen check, queen h5, and bishop check? If bishop blocks, then we can take the rook, and have we won material there? I feel like we'll win a rook and a... No, we win more than that. Yeah, we won a rook and a pawn for a knight. Because if they want to win our bishop, they lose their rook as well. So then knight f6 is looking very strong. So knight f6, pawn f6, bishop f6. What if they just move the king? They move the king, still queen h4, and we hit the rook and threaten mate. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh, so they did move the king, and we've just got this double attack. Nice. I seem to remember this one, actually. I think I struggled on it once before, at least. I guess I'm streaming too early today. It's like 11 a.m. over in the UK. So probably most people are at work or at school. But alas, here we are. It was Laska who said when you see a good move, look for a better one. Yeah, not in this day and age of blitz addicts. Okay, what's going on? So, queen 2 rooks, knight, knight, bishop, bishop, queen 2 rooks, knight, bishop, bishop. So, we're literally a knight up already. And this is probably that classic case of knight takes e5, right? If they take our queen, then we go bishop f7, and then knight d5 with checkmate. So, if we go knight e5, if they take, then we take the bishop. If they give us a check, we take. So it looks like it's really this. Very nice. 3 pieces to checkmate and open king. Okay, I very quickly just get vibes of this, but obviously the rook won't take, the queen will take. And then we hit them with the rook check, and then the queen takes the queen. So that is the answer. Okay, glad we're actually spotting that one quick. I mean, normally that's the kind of tactic I struggle with. Okay, queen, rook, knight, queen, rook, bishop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Welcome, Gloin, to the stream. How's it going? I think you're the first one here. We've solved a few tactics already. Just continuing this woodpecker grind, because we have to do it. Okay, so... yeah, the black king is definitely feeling a bit weak. Our knight is not quite hanging because we've got that pin on the h-file. Our rook on g1 wants to join the attack. Bishop on c6 is loose. Maybe knight f7 feels like it almost does something. If queen takes, then we can take on h8, and then on queen h7 we take on f8. So then they have to take with the rook, or they can move the king. If they take with the rook, maybe we go rook g6. If queen e7, maybe rook check. They can always block though. Doesn't quite work. Knight f7, rook takes. I mean, rook g6 is the only reasonable follow-up. Queen e7, and then what? And yeah, anyone who's joining chat, I mean, you're welcome to give this a go yourself. I will try not to read your solution. Welcome, Pomp2. Platform is Chessable, and the book that I'm training from, which is transformed into this Chessable course, is called the Woodpecker Method. So the idea is that you train a certain set of exercises over a space of time, and then you repeat the set of exercises in half that time. And then you half it again, and then you half it again. And the idea is that you're supposed to start to see certain tactical motifs faster and faster. Knight f7, rook f7, rook g6, queen e7. I Still feel like there's something here, but this is the classic tunnel visioning Michael that wastes a lot of time. So I need to consider more candidate moves. So knight f7 was one candidate. We've also got like checks with queen takes h6. Maybe knight takes e6 is a capture. Yeah, so for instance, knight takes e6 is interesting, right? Knight takes e6, queen takes e6, rook g6. And how do they even defend queen takes h6? I don't think they can. So I think knight takes e6. What can they even do there? I mean, it looks like it's just a way to win a pawn. Knight takes e6, rook g8. At the very least, we can just go back knight g5. Yeah, that's literally the answer. So you see how much time I saved, right? Just by considering my candidate moves and not just, fixating on knight f7 and calculating this forever. Because I think, like, for some players, they're very lucky that, their calculation is so strong that if their line doesn't work, they can have the confidence that it doesn't work. But for me, it's like I might need to calculate the same line like 5 times before I feel confident that there's definitely nothing. Oh, there's bishop e8. I didn't consider this. I should have looked at like what happens if they don't have to move the rook. This would have been good to see. Wow, I could literally have lost this game due to bishop e8. That's so annoying that I missed this. Maybe rook g6 anyway. Like rook g6, if queen takes, bishop takes, knight takes rook. And then we're a pawn up in this endgame with very good color pawns. So rook g6, bishop takes. But then we've got queen takes h6 check. And do we have a follow-up there? If rook g6, bishop takes, do we have a follow-up? Queen takes h6. Queen takes h6. If bishop blocks, then we take the rook. If queen takes h6, king g8. We can go knight takes f8. And if queen takes f8, queen takes g6. And again, we're up a pawn. Oh, we're actually up 2 pawns. Yeah, because we win h6 as well. Okay, yeah, so rook g6 I think is just the answer. Yeah, it's extremely lucky that I have this in the position. I didn't see bishop e8. I really should. I wonder how I'm supposed to see bishop e8. So knight takes e6. I think it's just about considering all the possible moves. Like bishop e8 is a threat. It needs to be looked at. So checks captures threats within the variation. It's not knight f7 check, but at least I spotted bishop e8. Aha, knight f7 check. I mean, I had a problem with it. Also, welcome Peter to the stream. Knight f7 check. I also had a problem with rook takes f7. I thought knight f7, rook takes f7, rook g6, queen e7. And I didn't see a follow-up there. I'm going to have a quick look if my calculation is correct, that there's no follow-up after queen e7. Rook g6, queen e7. There we go. Okay, so glad that, I'd seen that wasn't possible. Let's keep going. Okay. Also, Pompito, where are you from? You've got a pretty funky name. But yeah, let's keep going. Queen, rook, rook, bishop, knight, queen, rook, rook, bishop, bishop. So bishop, they've got bishop pair. 7 against 7. I feel like we've got the better pawn structure with the pressure on the e-file. So, okay. They've got a loose rook on f4. And we've got pressure on the king side in the form of bishop takes g6. We've also got pressure on this e-pawn, as I said. So, okay. What about bishop takes g6? Pawn takes g6, queen takes g6. For the record, okay, they don't have to take back, but let's calculate that first. So bishop g6, pawn g6, queen takes g6. There's either king f8 or king h8. And on both moves, we simply have check and pick up the rook. So bishop takes, they cannot take back. Do they have anything else? Don't really see any danger there. I think it's fine. So we can take it. That's a very, very kind exercise. For once. So okay, that was surprisingly easy for an intermediate section puzzle. Okay, this one also seems quite easy. Bishop takes f2. If king takes, then this is a checkmate. If bishop takes, rook takes. Surely this is leading to mate. I mean, they block and then I come in. I mean, what is this? I mean, I seem to remember, like, maybe after, like, a bout of, like, difficult exercises, they throw in some generous ones to make you feel better about yourself. Yeah, I have no idea. I should have considered king h1. That's so poor from me. I missed king h1 as a move. I guess just, you know, winning the pawn is enough. But that is something I should see. I should see king h1 as a move. Okay, let's keep going though. Okay, so queen, rook, rook, queen, rook, rook. Knight, knight, bishop, bishop, knight, knight, bishop, bishop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 5, 6. Okay. Equal material. Got some kind of dragon-like structure. We got pressure on all parts of the board. Like in the center, on the pawn on f4. The black queen on d2 and the king on c1 are on the same diagonal. Maybe there's something there. A move that jumps out actually is knight takes f4. Because if knight takes f4, bishop takes f4, then we take on d4. If knight takes f4, knight takes c6 as an in-between move, we've got knight takes e2 of check. And then we pick up the knight on c6. I mean, that looks pretty decisive to me. I think we can go for it. I mean, it's one of those cases where maybe I could have tried to look for something even better, but it already felt like maybe that's the most I'm going to get from the position, so maybe it's a little bit lazy, but I guess we got there. The game saw bishop b5, and black still won. Upper pawn. Yeah, knight c6, knight e2 comes with check, yeah, so I'm glad we saw that. Knight takes d4. Bishop takes d4 is not correct. Because knight d5. One pawn is not so much in this type of position. But knight takes d4 is completely clean. Yeah, I know. Knight takes d4 looks way more natural. Like activating the rook, having a strong knight in the center, keeping the bishop on g7. Seems very good. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so yeah, we've moved on to Laska now. Black to play. What a weird position. So, queen, queen, rook, 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 knight, bishop, bishop, bishop. Okay, so they've got bishop pair. 6, 6. Okay, equal pawns. They've got a very strong pawn on d5. Maybe the c pawn will push forward. Both kings are in the center. They can't check us except for bishop b5, which is not very good. Suddenly I'm seeing knight e4, queen h4 as a motif. So, okay, what candidate moves do we have? Probably we want to try and exploit them. So knight takes e4, maybe bishop g4, maybe knight g4 to try and bring in the queen. But let's start with knight takes e4. Knight takes e4, if bishop takes e4, queen h4. And wherever the king moves, we take the bishop and we've won a pawn. And I think we can be happy. So knight e4, let's say they castle. Then probably I can even drop back knight d6 or something, and I think my position has improved. Any other candidates I need to consider? I don't think so. Okay, solid. If castles, queen c5 is important. Otherwise, white would have great compensation for the missing pawn. I mean, let's check how bad my move knight d6 was. I mean, I'm glad I looked at this, but wow, knight d6 and I'm worse. That's crazy. a4, bishop a3. That is indeed a scary move, which I hadn't considered. I thought the knight was just quite chill on d6. Yeah, queen c5 is needed. Shucks. I missed that. I mean, you'd hope that you'd find queen c5 in the game, but probably I should have seen it as well. I guess it's hard to keep looking for checks when, you feel like you've already done the job, you've won your pawn, I'm just ready to go back and consolidate. But I think, yeah, I need to keep being ambitious. I mean, it's tough. Okay, keep being ambitious, keep looking for more. So immediately knight c6 is jumping out at me, but let's evaluate first. Got queen, rook, rook, queen, rook, rook, knight, knight, bishop, knight, bishop, bishop. Okay, they've got bishop pair. I've got 1, 2, 3, 6 against 7. So we're down a pawn. They captured a pawn on a2. I can't play any b3 ideas trapping the bishop because bishop a3 is checkmate. So what else to do? Knight takes c6 is a candidate to try and just attack their king. Maybe queen a6, but probably not. Knight c6, pawn c6, queen a6. Even gets the fork, so I mean this looks very promising. Just looking at any in-between moves. Don't think so. But yeah, these last few exercises are way easier than the usual ones, which is quite annoying. Okay, black to play. Is this just knight h2? What is up with these? Is there not like... Is that not just winning stuff? I mean, maybe try change the move order? What happens here? If they take, then I get this fork. So what's the difference? Knight h2 feels a little bit more forcing. Queen h5? Maybe they don't have to take the knight. Maybe they can just push or something and we miss our chance. Let's go knight h2. Yeah. Oh, queen h5 works as well. Wow, knight g1. That's a ridiculous move. But very nice. Rook e1 and knight h3. Fair enough. Okay, we played the same move as last go. Can't complain too much. Wow, okay, I should have probably seen this actually. Like after knight h2, what about a move like queen d3? Although, it doesn't really threaten that much. Yeah, just queen h5, I was thinking, like, why not just queen h5 is already good. Knight g4 is a little bit more, fancy. You got to see that you've got checkmate, but queen h5 is just like, threatening the rook still. Looks very strong. Okay, fine. Probably I'll give myself the pass on that. Could have been a little bit more clean, but... Okay, this one I'm definitely looking for force mate. I mean, we've got queen and bishop against queen and 2 rooks. We've got a pawn and a bishop for for 2 rooks. So what candidate moves do we have? We've got to keep our material on the board, so no sacrificing with bishop e7. So queen c3. Let's just start calculating because it feels so correct. Queen c3, king h5. Now what? We could try repeat with queen c4, king a3 back. But let's go queen c3, king h5, b5, king takes b5 forced, queen c4 check, king a5 forced, and bishop d8 is mate. Or queen b6, bishop takes b6 is checkmate. I think I actually struggled with this once and didn't find this bishop d8 as easily. That's good that we calculated all of that. Nice. Oh, actually, pawn takes could have been mate as well. Welcome, Mark Decker. So, hi, Michael. Love your C3 Venom course. Looking forward to the Garganetza. I'll be using C3 Venom in a classical season at my club after the summer at around 2000 FIDE level. Fantastic. Okay, we're in a similar boat then. I'm also going to be undergoing a new classical season start September. So, I'm definitely going to be playing C3 Venom probably every game unless I have a particular reason not to. maybe if I see that my opponent plays some dodgy line against the Reti, or maybe I know that my opponent's done 3 hours of preparation against me, then maybe I'll switch it up. But in general, yeah, C3 Venom's still going to be my main repertoire. But yeah, glad you've enjoyed it. How far into the course are you? And yeah, actually, with this Garganitza course, I really need to start thinking of some marketing strategies because I literally haven't done any marketing for it. I just kind of hate marketing in general, like doing it myself. So I've kind of been procrastinating from it, but yeah, I probably need to get into it. But okay, let's keep going. So we've got Queen and 2 rooks against Queen 2 rooks, Knight, Knight, Bishop, Bishop, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're 2 pawns down. We've got a huge amount of pressure on the Black King. They've got hardly any defense there, but okay, we need to act quickly because probably we get checkmated. Although I don't see an immediate mate, it definitely feels scary. So maybe we have the time to make like a non-forcing move if needed. But definitely we should calculate our forcing moves first. So let's start with that then. So what checks do we have? We've got Knight e7, we've got Queen f7, we've got Rook takes e8. Those are all of our checks. We've also got a bunch of captures. We've got Knight takes g7, Pawn takes g7. And also, yeah, let's make sure we've evaluated what's like the hanging pieces, where is the tension. So yeah, we've got pressure on the f and g pawns. Our rook is loose on e5 and hanging. We've got tension with those rooks on the e file. Our rook on f1 is kind of pressuring f7 from afar. You know, they've got some queen a2 ideas. They've got the rook on b8, that's on the line of our king. So maybe some bishop e4 check is going to be trouble. So, okay. Let's start considering some checks. So Queen f7, I think, needs to be the first one because if they move the king, we get checkmate. If they take, we expose the king. And we've got this rook on f1, as I said. So if Queen f7, King f7, what could a potential follow-up be? We can go Knight d6 check. But then they can go back to g8. So how about Queen f7, Pawn f7, and Knight e7? Is that just checkmate, actually? I think we just stumbled upon a checkmate. But like, they can block for one move and then it's just mate. So, okay, that was some nice logic, right? We just kind of followed our intuition, made sure we did a proper evaluation, and then we get the answer, like, pretty easily. So, oh my god. I'm actually going to kill myself. So this is something I've actually never done in classical, which I'm really glad. I'm really glad that it's never happened. I remember, like, some 2600 on Twitter, like, posted about how, like, he saw, like, a combination and just played the wrong move first and was, like, you know, in complete agony over it. So it can happen, and luckily it's never happened to me where I've like come up with the right answer and just made the wrong move. Yeah, I'll blame like multitasking, talking and streaming and solving at the same time. But yeah, that's okay. We got the right answer. We got the right answer regardless of what stupidity comes after it. Okay, Marxists have finished it for a while, but wanted to play it online for a while before using it against 2,000 plus opposition. Fair enough. I mean, the more experience, the better. You've probably learned things about C3 Venom that I probably don't even understand. So that's really good. But yeah, definitely, I would say that, you know, I've gained a lot in terms of my understanding of C3 Venom through playing, and I think you just got to do it. So yeah, glad to hear you've been testing it and you're not afraid to use it, because I mean I still find a lot of players, you know, of that kind of 2000 level and above kind of being too embarrassed to play a move like c3 if it's not like, you know, 1e4 or 1d4 or 1 knight f3 or 1 c4, then they feel like, you know, they're not a serious player or something like this. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really care. I'm here to win, and if this increases my chances to win, then I will play it. Like I'm not fussed about the, you know, the public embarrassment of playing an offbeat move. So yeah, glad that you're probably on the same page with that. Okay, so we shouldn't rush into a move like Queen d5, given there are defenses like Queen e7. So candidate moves. Well, we should evaluate first. So materials even, traded D and C pawns. Black is 2 moves away from castling. F7 definitely feels tender. So what candidates do we have? We've got bishop takes F7. We've also got this queen D5. We've got knight takes E5. And probably one of these is winning. So if bishop takes F7, king takes F7, queen D5 check, we just pick up the bishop. Queen D5 is just met with queen E7. Knight takes E5, knight takes C5, queen D5. Okay, they can take on C4. So probably then it's just bishop F7. So why on earth is this? Is there a red herring here? No, we just win a pawn if they move the king. So yeah, I don't know. Looks good to me. Yeah, so okay, that was good. Yeah, I saw that they mentioned this queen D5, queen E7, so glad we saw that. Okay, Marx, I totally agree with you. Expecting some raised eyebrows, but who cares when you get the point? There we go. That's the right mindset. Yeah, really, really rooting for you, Mark. Let's both like make a serious push come the new season. Like, I'm so keen to like make some serious gains. I mean, I'm seeing like so many players like, you know, making gains, and I'm like itching to get my chance to do the same. I've basically had a year out from classical chess, so yeah, I won't be able to get playing until August. So actually that's why we're training right now, just to you know, start to calculate well and get those gains in. It's kind of like gymming for a summer body, you know? Like we want that summer body once the summer comes around. So the work starts now. Okay, black to play and beat Lasker. Got queen rook rook, bishop bishop knight knight, queen rook rook, bishop bishop knight knight, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4. So we're a pawn down. Anyone who's joining the stream now, you're welcome to try and answer these yourself on chat as well. I will try not to read your answer if you do post. Until I've solved it myself, of course. So, we've got pressure on the white king. Due to the pawns on white squares, the dark squares are weak. We've got tension on the knight on d5, tension on the bishop on g3. Maybe that knight on f1 could get overloaded. We got this open h-file. Got the queen on the line of our king. So definitely we feel like we should try and make some attacking move work. I'm suddenly seeing like, what if like bishop takes bishop? Oh wait, that doesn't work because then they can take with a knight. So maybe rook h1 first. That's very forcing. Okay, what am I doing? I'm calculating before candidate moves. So candidate moves. Rook h1. Bishop takes bishop. Maybe knight f2 could be something. Maybe knight h2 could be something. Bishop takes d5. Maybe that knight makes a difference somewhere. Queen h5, queen h6. Both are ideas. So okay, let's get calculating. So, and bishop e3, it's a check, right? So rook h1, king h1. Maybe bishop takes g3 now. Because we're threatening... I thought we were threatening mate. Yeah, queen h4. If king g1, bishop f2. And if queen h4, knight h2, queen h2. So rook h1, king h1, bishop takes g3. We have a threat. If they take our knight, again, we've got queen h4. If they take our bishop, I think I see a checkmate there. Rook h1, king h1, bishop g3, knight g3, queen h4, king g1, queen h2, king f1. Queen h1 check loses the queen due to knight takes h1. So let's not blunder that. Rook h1, king h1, queen h... no, rook h1, king h1, bishop g3, knight g3, queen h4, king g1. I'm looking at different move orders as well, like rook h1, king h1, starting with queen h5. But still king g1. Ah, what about rook h1, king h1, knight f2 check, threatening to pick up the queen? If bishop takes, then we go queen h5 check? But then king g1 back, and maybe we don't have anything there. Okay, maybe I should move on from rook h1, but I want to give it one more go. Rook h1, king h1, bishop takes g3, knight takes g3 is forced. Queen h4 check, king g1. I feel like taking the knight isn't enough. Knight h2, king f1. Oh man, I remember I struggled on this one in the past as well, which is very frustrating, man. It feels like I haven't made any progress as a human being since then. As a human being is a wild comment. Just haven't made any tactical progress for this kind of puzzle. So okay, I need to consider all my candidates properly. Knight f2 in the starting position. Maybe even king f2 is fine there. Doesn't feel right. Rook h1, king h1, knight f2. Bishop f2. Oh, man. I'm going to run out of time at this point. Bishop g3. Bishop g3. Knight g3. Queen h4. Oh, man. Bishop takes d5 doesn't change anything. Oh man, if I had this game against Lasker, I'd actually mess this up. That's crazy. Knight h2 was another candidate. Just didn't feel right. But I don't see how they deal with all that pressure. Just doesn't feel threatening enough. Rook h1 feels so right. I just can't see the win. King h1. And I'll say it again. Said it many, many times, but this is exactly why I don't play this style of chess. Like, it's too risky to miss a winning combination. It's too much risk. I've got to play something, though. Running out of time here. I think we go all in. No, but I can't see rook h8 working. I don't know what I'd play. I don't know what I'd play. I've got like 10 seconds to play a move here before I run out of time. What'd I do? Maybe I'd take on g3 and hope I find something after. This is a really awful situation to be in. Or do I play rook h1 and pray? I just saw something at the very end. Why can't I go bishop takes g3 and now knight f2? Why did I only consider knight f2 first? I mean, it literally took until being like, 1 second away, but is that not the case? So if I go bishop takes g3, then that's literally just winning. Because for some reason I was only able to calculate queen h4 here. I just couldn't see this knight f2. That's so annoying. But at least I saw it. At least I saw it with like 2 seconds left, right? So when the pressure was really on, I found it. But I mean, why does it take me like 5 minutes of just spinning my wheels and then with 5 seconds? I mean, okay, it's clutch, but it's just like, it's just annoying. Just annoying. Have you checked out part 2 of the Woodpecker method? I have not. For positional motifs, I try to go to chess neurons as my go-to in order to train that. Let me make a note of something, actually. Yeah. So no, I haven't tried that. But to be honest, it's not what I need to grind. I mean, positional chess isn't where I need to, get my summer body in shape. I mean, I just need to do the basics, which is basically, see combinations like this. And yeah, welcome Josh to the stream. I'm glad you remembered this puzzle, but not the solution as well. Makes me feel a bit better. Yeah, I just couldn't get it. Yeah. Knight of g3 even hangs in the end. Right. Yeah, I was just spinning my wheels looking at this this queen h4. But yeah. Okay, at least we got it. At least we got it. Oh, okay. Queen 2 rooks, knight bishop, queen 2 rooks, knight bishop. 1 2 3 5 6, 1 2 3 5 6. There's a knight hanging on b6. Maybe the rook on c8 looks a bit dodgy. Black king is in the center. There's tension on the bishop on h6. Rook on c8 is dodgy because there's tension from the queen. Maybe the queen looks a little bit stuck, actually. So suddenly d4 looks very, very strong. I mean, we're covering any checks like this. If d4 pawn takes, I feel like something has to crack here. I mean, rook c8, knight c8, knight takes h6, rook h6, queen c8. Something like this looks very good. d4 feels extremely strong. And it just ties in everything that we just spoke of. I mean, it's just check, but we just take it. They can take, but then we can just defend the knight. Don't think I see a follow-up. Maybe like queen e2 or something. And if c4, just queen f2. And we're up a piece. So yeah, let's go for it. Nice, let's go. Okay, bishop endgame. So bishop, 1 2 3 against 4, so we're a pawn down. White to play. We do have a more active king. And suddenly I see, like, what about this idea of, like, creating a majority on this side and pushing b5. If we push b5 here, if they take and we take and they go here, not in time, right? So bishop a6, pawn a6, b5. Is there anything else we can try? Bishop a6, pawn a6, b5. Pawn takes b5, pawn takes b5. f5, b6. bishop takes d5, king takes d5, f4, b7, f3, queens, f2. So I think we're in time. So I think we can do it. Okay, there we go. And yeah, b4 would be a crazy move to play. I mean a5, sorry, would be a crazy move to play. Yeah, makes much more sense to get rid of that pawn. Bishop takes a6. Bishop takes a6. Yeah, from that one. Okay, good job, Josh. Okay, white to play. How much time? Oh, still 12 minutes to go. Oh, God. Okay, let's go. Queen 2 rooks, queen 2 rooks. Knight, bishop, knight, bishop. Bishop, knight, bishop. Okay, so black is a knight down. Got 4, 7, 3, 7. Okay, so equal pawns. I guess we just captured a knight on c6. Black didn't recapture for some reason. And now we hit them with something. So I guess the point is if the knight moves, then this is a thing. So what else to understand about the position? Like the bishop on g7 is kind of loose, although like there are moves like knight h5 that discover and protect. The black king is still in the center. I mean, our king is in the center and we're underdeveloped. The knight and bishop are not developed. I'm thinking, what about a move like knight d8? Simply to say like, okay, fine, you win our bishop, but then we take and we win a pawn. The king would have to move, let's say f8. And yeah, we're definitely underdeveloped, but maybe we can just like reinforce with c3 and say that we're slightly better. Although there might be moves like rook e8 at the end and skewering us, so yeah, I'm not so convinced about this knight d8. Here. Probably we'd have to castle and then they can take on c2. So what else? Where else can we put this knight? Yeah, I'm starting to space out now because like I've attempted one calculation and got tired as a result of it. Is just shocking. Okay, let's refocus. So, I mean, what candidate moves do we even have here? I mean, any developing move, they just play b takes c6. And I really don't see a knight move that's better than knight d8. I mean, knight a5, queen takes a4, knight takes b7 is like potentially something. So it really feels like knight d8 has to be the best try. I mean, I guess f5 is also an idea. Does that change anything? f5, pawn takes f5. Like bishop g5. Knight h5. Feels like it's almost something. Actually, yeah, what is that about? You know, if we go bishop g5, I mean, they can't take this without dropping something. So we go knight h5, and then we go queen e2. That looks very strong. And if they somehow deal with their knight, let's say they go back, then we can always move our knight out to e5. So I think this is probably it. f5 here. f5, pawn takes bishop g5. What if they don't move the knight? Okay, they can't play queen d8 or queen e7. Yeah, I think this should be it. So again, this is why we have to consider candidate moves before just tunnel visioning for 15 minutes on a move that doesn't work. So f5, let's go. Bishop g5. Oh, bishop g5 doesn't work. Why does bishop g5 not work? Why does bishop g5 not work? Bishop g5, queen, must be knight h5? Queen e2? Why does that not work? Can anyone tell me why bishop g5 doesn't work? Good job, Josh, for finding bishop h6. Don't beat yourself up over this one. It's a complete utter beast. It belongs in a way tougher section. I remember the solution, so no point saying anything. Prabhat, is this the one you're talking about? The one with f5? Or was it... was the earlier one the one where it took me ages to find the solution of this knight f2 at the end? I'm not sure which exercise you mean. But glad you've been on this journey as well. Like, how did you feel coming out the other end of this woodpecker journey? Yeah, bishop h6, what a move. So bishop h6, let me understand that first. So bishop h6, if bishop takes h6, queen takes f6. And you get a double attack. Yeah, bishop h6 is very nice. It's not a move that I would typically see. Knight e7 was the choice of, the author to give as an alternative. Yeah, this looks quite extremely messy. But here, bishop g5, I still don't see what the problem is. Okay, let's look at Chess Engine. I have no idea why bishop g5 is not winning. Okay, it's +1, so that's still promising. Queen e2, h6. Is that the only move? Can I see like multiple moves? No. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, so this literally does win except for h6. Wow. That's a really nice move. Bollocks. But how does h6 even work? What happens if I just retreat the bishop somewhere? Like bishop d2? The knight just goes back, and then are we not in time? Oh, but we still got this problem. Of course. H6 is so frustrating. Josh, did you see h6? Or did you get lucky that your eyes just went straight to bishop h6? Prabhat says yes. The thing is, I don't know what the yes refers to. Is it like a previous exercise or this exercise? And if you say yes again, I guess then I'll know that you mean this exercise. But okay, bishop takes d4 for sure gets messy. Yeah, this is tough. Bishop h6 was a guess, barely calculated it. I mean, that's a good sign that your intuition is good. I mean, like, to see a move like bishop h6, I think it's high class. So yeah, good job. Ooh, castles. Okay. Oh, man. Castling here. is even up with this? Bishop g7, king g7. Man, I don't even know. I don't even know. It's so bad though. I feel like I'm completely exhausted from doing these woodpecker exercises. It's only like 55 minutes. Like, how am I gonna cope with like tournament chess if I can only sustain 55 minutes of thought? Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm also thinking like queen g3, h3 ideas, or like throwing in a capture somewhere there and then playing h3. Because I don't see another way after this how we can exploit this absolute pin, annoyingly. So taking first doesn't make sense because then there's no obligation to block. They can just play king h8. So queen g3, if they block, then we can take and then play h3. And if they take, then we take, and that's enough, right? Let's try that. Okay, so they go back to there. We can't, you know, discover the attack and attack the knight at the same time. Like, if we could somehow move the knight here and they take our bishop, we take the knight and then give checkmate. That kind of displacement kind of move. Oh, this is so bloody long. I see chat is popping off, so let me hurry up and solve this and then I can catch up. Ah, we don't need to use the knight to attack the knight. We can use the bishop, right? So if we play a move like knight e7, which comes with check, and then take the knight, have we regained enough material there? Like, if they take, then obviously we've got the checkmate. But knight e7, queen e7, bishop e8. I think that looks good. I think that looks good. If knight e7 and they move the king, then we take the queen. Knight e7, queen takes as forced. Bishop takes e8, I think seals the deal. What about like a move like f4? Then we're already threatening the mate. Okay, what about knight e7, queen e7, bishop e8, queen f6? Hitting both bishops. But then we could liquidate, right? We go queen takes, bishop takes, king takes, and move the bishop away. And I think we are at least up a knight for a pawn, which I think is good enough. So yeah, I think I'm satisfied with that. Knight e7. Okay, let's see if he gives the line any further. Oh, f6 here. I didn't consider that move, but I guess we just drop the bishop back and we're up material. So, yeah, piece up. Nice. Okay, let's see what people are saying. Yeah, that's a good point, Josh. You only get a few tactical moments per game, though, so no worries about tiring after 50 minutes. That's very true. Yeah, I think you can kind of save energy, especially also when you play chess, you're also playing positions, you know, from openings that you have a lot of experience in. So, you know, you're kind of having to do less work than just random positions that you're trying to solve. Um, Prabhat, you've seen me live? Wait, Prabhat, do I know you? As in, like, in person? I feel like I recognize your name because I thought that you were someone who commented on the YouTube channels a bit a while back. But maybe I've got the wrong guy. Um, I sometimes get confused with names. If I saw your face and I've seen you before, then I would probably recognize it. Queen G3, good job, Faz. I'm in 97, very good. Welcome, welcome, Faz. Queen E7, Bishop E8. Yes, you saw the Bishop takes E8. Good job, good job. Oh, Faz even saw the F6. Wow, that's nice. My rating, Valksa, it's like 2,000 FIDE and 2,500 online. I mean, okay, it fluctuates a bit above and below, but that's about it. I mean, like, I peaked at 2,600, but I don't really count it, you know? So, like, I mean, I count it, but, like, I think when you tell people your peak, it's also, like, a bit, I don't even know. I don't know. Tough question. What's your rating? The rook will take the bishop and you won't have enough material, but the thing is I'm threatening checkmate, right? So I think that's why I have enough. Oh, live is in streams. I see, Prabhat. Okay, got it. Lunch with Pranay, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to say goodbye because I've done my 55 minutes of tri-weekly training on this Woodpecker method. I absolutely despise doing this. But yeah, I mean, I think whenever like you're putting in some work on some kind of routine, whether it's like Woodpecker method on Chessable or it's going to the gym and getting swole, I mean, I think it's exactly the same mentality where most of us are gonna hate the process, but you've got to like, you know, if you've got a goal and you want to achieve that goal, you need to, you know, sacrifice, you know, aspects of like, you know, immediate happiness or immediate enjoyment for just flat out grind. I mean, I think like you got to think about it like this. You know, if you've got like rivals who are like, you know, reaching their goals and like doing better than you, I mean, that sucks. And doing Woodpecker method also sucks. So it's really about choosing like which type of suck does it affect you more. And obviously, like, yeah, seeing like some of certain players that, you know, I used to be stronger than be like 300, 400 points higher rated than me right now, it completely sucks. So I need to like prove things for myself mostly. And this is part of that process. So yeah, we're gonna keep doing this. Friday will be the next Woodpecker stream. Hopefully that little speech gives you some motivation to put in some effort and hard work yourself on whatever you're passionate about. And on that note, I'm gonna say goodbye and we'll call it a day. So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the words of support, Josh, saying I'm getting pretty good. It's hard for me to tell how much better I'm getting at these, but I do feel like it is a little bit more consistent. Game against Hebden tomorrow. Good stuff, Az. Best of luck. You got a draw against him last time, right? So this time, you know, you can push for even more. You can build a tactical gap between us widening. That's wild. I don't know about that. I reckon you're probably improving as well if you've been putting in your effort as well. But okay, on that note, guys, see you on Friday for more training. Okay, adios.